Thank you all very much. Honorary Chief Justice, Mr. Ivor Archie, Honorable Ministers of Government, Permanent Secretaries, and of course, for this lead event, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Public Admin, Mrs. Gillian McIntyre. And I see this evening, there are a lot of PSs who must be very proud with what is happening this evening and the awards being handed out. But let me acknowledge the presence of former Head of the Public Service, Permanent Secretary to the Prime Minister, Ms. Machak. Thank you very much. I know you would have had a hand in this. I see Joy Myers there as well. PS, remind me, next to PS Machak? Jackie, yes. How could I forget? PS Jackie Wilson. I know they've been working really hard. And I saw another PS in the audience, former PS, Ministry of Trade, I believe, or Ministry of Food Production, Ms. Edwina Leacock. So all the PSs are here present and former. Good evening to you, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the awardees all. I thank you for inviting me to celebrate with you this occasion, the Trinidad and Tobago Public Service, the launch of the Diamond Standard brand. I'm just coming from the Parliament, and I thought I saw Minister of Health, and I said, I thought you were in the Parliament, because we can't all leave at the same time. We need to have some members there. But I now see why, because his ministry has received two awards. Congratulations. And Minister of Trade is smiling from ear to ear, because two there as well. And of course, Mr. Style Tobago must be very much smiling, receiving so many of the awards. And I'm very pleased to see the Women's Clinic. I mean, all 11 nominees, I congratulate you. Awardees, I'm told you're not a competition, but you're really setting the standard for others in the public service to follow. Let me recognize Mr. Gary Voss, who was very involved in the program. Thank you for the assessment work. Minister Carolyn has shared that you were very involved in that. So can we thank Mr. Voss as well for his role? Now, as a nation and as a people, we have celebrated many accomplishments over the years, and each of these mark progress, history for Trinidad and Tobago today. This is a great occasion as we observe accomplishments in the public service, but also we return to herald the success of an initiative that was born 2 years ago. And I remember when I came in 2012, was it, Minister? Yes, I spoke with you, and we talked about the launch of this Diamond Standard brand. This success is born from innovation, and I believe that it is not enough to say this has been tried before. It is better to say we will try again and do better. You have done better. I congratulate you all. As I said 2 years ago in 2012, I joined with you when you launched Journey from Gold to Diamond, G2D. When we spoke then, I noted that public service reform required a transformation of our country in terms of the way we think, the way we act, the way we serve, and the way we measure success. Today, in retrospect, I think perhaps it would have been more fitting to say that the transformation of our country required that the public service reinvent itself. One cannot happen without the other. And nothing can happen if people do not put their heart and soul into pushing forward. Coming to the office in 2010, my government could well have taken an approach to channel our energies into new eras. Some said, and some still say, that public service transformation has been part of our national conversation for decades. But it is not that the efforts have not brought change in the past. It is rather that the efforts might have missed some very important assumptions. But transformation is taking place, and you at that Ministry of Public Admin, you have taken the most important step. You lifted the process off the ground, and you got it going, of course, with help from some of our previous public service leaders. 2 years later, the evidence of purposeful reform process is clear at many levels. It is taking place in the different units and departments of the public service, where the mission has returned to the very simple definition of the organization's name, the public service. At one point, the system became so bureaucratic, slow, and had come almost to a state of inertia. People became driven by process, and the processes themselves became tantamount to efforts in futility. Today then, having made that journey from gold to diamond, we see more and more that processes are being driven by people and are being adapted to meet the needs of an increasingly sophisticated society. To Minister C. Persad-Bissessar and to the team of public servants who not only took on this challenge but also made it happen, I congratulate you all. Initiating a forward march in a system that over many years took on a life of its own, and guiding that movement forward could not have been an easy task, and it is fitting that you commemorate such achievements. From people guided by rigid process, you have shifted to a process guided by partners on a mission to build efficient and service-oriented units. As a people of Trinidad and Tobago over the years, we have been described in many different ways. Some have seen us as a people in perpetual paradise. Some have seen us as a people who are able to find the lighter side of everything. In fact, as you know, we are the world's number 3, world's happiest people, Trinidad and Tobago citizens. Some have even seen us as a well-evolved society which has given tremendous expertise and achievements to the world. And others still have seen us as a people who work hard and play harder. And perhaps there is some truth in all of these perceptions. As Prime Minister of our country for the last 4.5 years, I've had the privilege of seeing so much about our people that I choose to describe it differently. We are a strong and patriotic people. We are proud enough to wear hope on our sleeves. And even if we carry the burden of challenges quietly, we do so with dignity. We are a people who stand together in the face of adversity, even as we hope to never come to such a grave moment. We are a people who believe in our parents and our children. We see our past as something worth preserving and remembering, and the future is something we must be a part of building. We have been able to withstand change in our very way of governance, and we have enjoyed the heights of boom and held each other's hands as we navigated the depths of bust. We have felt the joy of confidence in our stability as a nation, and we have stood fearlessly in the time when our liberty was threatened. These are the very experiences which make a country into a nation and which make individuals into a unified society. With centuries of history and over half a century of independence, I say we stand stronger today together. In fact, the progress you have made, when taken together with the roads we have walked to arrive at this moment in time, have prepared us for the challenges we now face. It is a public service which must now take the spotlight as the beacon of change. You will all know of the turbulence in the global energy sector and the impact it has had on prices and the revenue we earn as a nation. It is not something new. Quite to the contrary, we have been down this road before. But today there is a difference. The mistakes of the past are etched as relentless memories for some of us and as guideposts for knowing and doing better for us all. This is why our approach to managing challenges must be different from any other time in the past. Today, it is not simply about reducing spending and finding new challenges for revenue. Today, we appreciate the value of good service, of efficiency, and productivity. We can see and measure how good and efficient services can impact on expenditure. And with your work over the past 2 years, we know it is possible. The spotlight, I say again, therefore, shines on you in the public service and throughout the public service. As we make adjustments and return to the old adage of value for money, it is in your name that my government has promised to put people and country first. When people interact with government, you are the public face and voice of the government. When projects for the national benefit are initiated, you are the ones whose hands hold the key to successful completion. When people need urgent help, You are the ones they rely on to receive that help in the quickest possible time. Tima here, for example, you certainly know about that. You will recall from the very start, my core mandate to ministers was that they must serve the people. Today, I'm sure you appreciate that service to the people can only be as efficient as the organizations through which that service must be delivered. The public sector is the implementation arm of the government, and if it does not serve, we cannot serve. You are the ones who hold the influence to make it easier for support to reach people, for businesses to achieve efficiency, for young professionals to grow, and indeed, for a desire for growth and development to be achieved. Your successes to date prove that change is not only possible, but that it is a process in motion. I am certain that the knowledge and experience of Mr. Kari Voss, who made himself available to be the chairman of the independent panel that determined which of the services reached the diamond standard, has had quite a positive impact. As did each and every person in the public service who took on the goals of reform as a personal challenge, and everyone who has helped create results. There is still much to do. As I close, I say, even as we express our satisfaction with what has been achieved, I also respectfully urge that the ultimate success will only be achieved by continuous reaffirmation to make transformation work. Completing the Gold to Diamond journey means that even as you stop for a moment to recognize achievements, that you also must dig your heels in and keep moving forward. Your work is important to all people in our country, and every day it is important. The work you do has the potential to either frustrate or enrich real lives, including your own lives. Through innovation, customer satisfaction, and efficiency, the Diamond Standard has the potential to become the catchphrase that defines how great change can come with great effort. As I congratulate you once again on what you have achieved, I also encourage you to outdo yourselves. Move beyond your own boundaries. Create the public service that will make you proud, and do it knowing that the work you do every day is service to your country. Minister, Gold to Diamond, and Diamond to what's next? Platinum? Okay. Well, from Gold to Diamond, you have achieved, those of you here today, awardees, you have achieved a diamond. So push yourselves, outdo yourselves, and go for platinum, I'm told. And for the others in the public service who have not gone from the gold to diamond, we urge you to emulate these awardees and to go for diamond in your time. May God continue to bless each and every one of you, and may God continue to bless our great nation, Trinidad and Tobago. I thank you very much.